Hello, guys. A lot of you guys have been listening to my music and complimenting me on my songwriting ability, which I greatly appreciate. So, I go by the name Nika Ross. I figured I'll do a formal introduction to you guys and also go into how I got into songwriting, what motivates me, what influences my music, and all of that. So, Songwriter on Demand is my YouTube channel. That's my baby. It's my passion. It's something that motivates me, something that drives me. So, let's get into this video. I started writing songs when I was around 7 years old, a little girl, because I was raised in a household where my mom would play all these old hits. And some of those songs that I grew up listening to are songs that I have as covers on my channels, because I also do covers as well. So that's why you see old songs on there, because that's what started and fueled the fire in me to have that passion and that connection towards music. Me, I get to girl, but everywhere me go, we just a mad day. So I grew up in Jamaica, and as a little girl, my mother saw that I was really into singing. She saw that I was really into music. So she signed me up for this big show, which is the same as American Idol. It's similar to that, but it's the Jamaican version, which is called Tasty Talent Contest. And that was like everything to a lot of people. And I do have a picture from that. I was 5 years old when my mom signed me up for that competition. I was competing against grown people, and I made it all the way to the semifinals. And I remember going up on stage and I started singing. The crowd, I've never seen so many people in my life. The crowd just started going crazy. And instantly I was just like shook, and I just started crying on stage. So they had to get my mom to come up on stage to give me the comfort, and I just couldn't do it. She begged me to sing, begged me to sing. I just couldn't do it. I was just so scared. So from that moment, I had a fear of singing in front of people. And it was just like my mom would just always tell me, if you had only sang that day, if you had only sang that day, who knows where your life would have been, right? So it took me years. It took me until I became in my 20s to get over that. Like her saying that to me and feeling guilt from letting her down and stuff like that. So from that time, I continued listening to music. I continued writing songs. I even got into writing poetry and all of that. When I became a teenager, my mom still continued to push me to sing in front of people. I did do it, but I was very uncomfortable. So that continued and continued for years, like I said, into my 20s. When I was 15 years old, Beanie Man, which is a popular Jamaican artist in Jamaica, had a show like down the street from where I lived. And my mom was like, nope, we gotta go, you gotta perform. I went there and I tore that stage up, okay? I tore that stage up. So he told me that he was going to work with me, like take me up under his wings as his artist. My mom had his number and all of that, but I ended up traveling to America the next year, right? The year that I turned 16, and we kind of gotten out of touch and all of that. And, things happen for a reason. So I came here. I've been in all different types of studios, all different types of stuff. I had this friend who was also into music, and we would go to Manhattan and just stand up outside in Manhattan and wait for all of the famous people in music, producers and all of that, and give them CDs, of me and him. I'm singing, he's rapping, and we did that for a little bit. I've been into studios all over. So there's a lot of my music. I don't know where they are. I don't know if they pass it up to someone else. I don't know, because I write all my songs. But I have a lot of music out there from different studios that I've been to in Florida, New York, even Florida, New York, and Pennsylvania are different studios that I've been in and written music. Never went back, never did anything with it. So I don't know where my music is right now. Okay, another time when I was 17 years old. I was traveling from Pennsylvania to New York on a Greyhound bus. And when I got off downtown, I was just singing, just singing, not loudly, enough for people to hear me, but not loudly. And when I did that, a man turned his head at me. He was waiting for a cab. He turned his head and he was like, he walked up to me and I stopped, right? Because I'm like, he's like in my face. So I stopped singing. Then he was like, keep going. I continued singing. And then he told me how he was, a part of Sony Music, like the big label Sony. And I was like, wow. He was showing me his business card and stuff like that. And I ended up going to the studio with him, like right then and there. I went to the studio with the man and he introduced me to other people that was there and told me to sing in front of them. So what happened was he told me he was going to sign me to a label that was connected to Sony. It was like another label where they're like building. And at 17, I was already on my own. You understand that? So I didn't have anyone to sign for me. But in New York, I was visiting a friend of mine that I went to high school with in Jamaica. So I figured I would let her mom act as my guardian to sign the paperwork with me, right, to that label. In the process of all of that, they were taking photos, trying to figure out my look that they were going to have for me. And then it started to get dark.
Could have been signed since I was 17, but those niggas try to fuck me for a record deal.
Then they were trying to come up with stuff like, all these people that's in the industry, they had to, have SCX with people in the industry to get to where they were. They were like telling me those stuff. And I was just drawn back like, what? Like, I didn't come here for this, and he was telling me like, yeah, like, so we're going to have to do stuff with you. Like, we're putting money up front. We're the one doing everything for you. So, if we want it, you got to give it up. And that scared me completely. It scared me completely that was the last time I ever spoke to that man. That man called my phone from there almost every day. And I never picked up because I was traumatized by that. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, if that's what it takes, then I will give up on my dream. If that's what it takes to get by in this country, to be a superstar, to be, all of that, I'm good. And that's when I met that guy that I told you about that did music the same way. Like, it's a lot of people that I've met just randomly being somewhere and just singing. A high 90-something% of my songs are from personal experiences. Guys that I've dated, any man that I deal with, I will write songs about you. That's just what it is. That's where that I have to write about real life stuff. I have to. So I'm going to blow you up. I'm not going to call your name, but I will light you up in my songs for sure. And when I'm going through something with a man, best believe I am going to be browsing through those instrumental, because a song is coming out. Like 2, 3, 4 songs are coming out today, back to back. Because all those feelings, I have to let it out. Like, what am I going to do with it? Music is my passion. Songwriting is my passion. So I am going to let it out. When I'm going through something, those are the most vulnerable and beautiful songs that I write. Okay? And I don't have to actively be going through something. It could be a situation, right? Because I milk the situation. So it could be someone from 3 years ago, from 5 years ago, 6 years ago, because the story is never ending, because there's so many things that happen. There's so many things that you could write on, so many things, that emotions that you felt, situations that happen. That time when I was calling him and he wasn't picking up his phone, or on his birthday when he disappeared on me, I am writing all about that. Like, I have a song on my channel that says birthday. That's a true situation. I also write songs for other people, right? Like, to put myself in their position and write songs about their life and what they're going through. Like friends of mine, for example, or even I would just create a situation, and write off of that, because I write songs that people can relate to. I do write all genre of music, with R&B being my favorite. Because R&B is just passionate. It could be really passionate. You could be really vulnerable in R&B. So I love that. Like, I'm an Aquarius. If you believe in the zodiac, they say we're cold-hearted and all of that. So where you see my emotions, that's going to be in my music. That's where I disconnect from being an Aquarius, is when I am writing songs. Back in the day, I used to write music on paper. So I would hear the beat and I would just write right then and there, easily. And then I transitioned into hearing the song and just freestyling on it, which is how it is now. And let me tell you, that is so crazy that that's what I've transitioned to, because I didn't even try to do it. It was just automatic. I'm just there listening to the beat and it's just talking to me. Like, the beat talks to me. The instrumental talks to me. I listen to the break that's in the instrumental, how it sounds, how the drum is, what energy does it have? And I just automatically just connects to it. And let me tell you, when I'm searching around, because I do use BandLab, that's where I get my instrumental from. There's plenty of great people on there that does, the music and all of that. There's plenty of instrumental on there. So I would listen to a song. Once I hear something that my soul connects with, I have to stop it immediately, right? Because now I have to write the song right then and there, like in that moment. So I would just, let's say if I'm just like on the couch right now and I'm browsing through different instrumental, as soon as I hear something that my soul connects to, I immediately pause the TV. I'm sitting up, and then I just get my headphones. That's how I record, through my headphones, and I'm just going. And as I'm listening to it, I set up the audio of how the sound that I want, and then I just go with it. And I just start freestyling the whole thing right then and there. It doesn't take me a long time. It might take me like 10 minutes to lay out the first bars, going right through from beginning to end, and then I'll just drop in the ad-libs and stuff like that. So I'm writing all these songs and I'm not doing anything with them. I just write them and just move on to the next. Write that one, move on to the next. So I said, you know what? I'm going to make a YouTube channel. Call it Songwriter on Demand, because it is on demand, because they pop out like this. My songs are like, I could write 50 songs today if I choose to, that easily. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put them on YouTube. I'm just going to put them up there. And I was surprised to see how many people were liking my music, complimenting me and stuff like that. Surprised as in like people actually listening to them, because no one knows who I am. You're just seeing the music come in. I was surprised by how many people my music was reaching, right? So what is my goal for my songwriting? So I have already reached my goal. It is sufficient for me to have people that I don't know, and my music is reaching them and they're liking that, right? But the ultimate goal for my songwriting is to connect with famous people, write for them, do all of that. My style of writing is straight in your face. It's unapologetic, it's raw, it's real, it's beautiful. That's the type of music that I write. I go in when I write music. It's not the cover up of just singing about the sweetness of love, being in love and all that. No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you being blocked on my phone. I'm talking about, me. I will show up to your ex-girlfriend's house. Don't play with me. I'm talking about you need to show up at my house with flowers, like, stuff like that. How I should be treated. I also have music on there where I speak about flaws, right? It's like asking someone, will you accept me when I'm naked? And that song is saying, with all the flaws that I have on my body, will you accept me when I'm naked? When I take all of this off, the makeup, the whatever it is that's on my body, that's an enhancement of my beauty. When I take all of that off, will you accept me when I'm naked? So I've done songs like that. Also, men say women, we don't take accountability for things that we do, but we're always blaming them for stuff. So I have a song there that says it's my fault. You get it? So I'm taking accountability that it is my fault, that I am the one that allowed you to play with me. I am the one that allowed you to get away with murder. I am the one that allowed you to get away. I am the one that allowed you to get away with hurting me. You're right. I'm going to take accountability for it. I did. It's my fault. Because you didn't do it on your own. I allowed you to, because I continued to let this go on and allowed you to do me the way you did me. So yes, absolutely. Into writing. So for all the people out there that are into writing songs, right? It's not something that you force. If you feel like you're forcing the music, it's not the one. When you hear the instrumental, your soul will connect to that and it will flow naturally. Whether you freestyle your music or you actually write it down on paper, the instrumental will speak to you. You never force a song. You never do. If it can't come out naturally the first time you hear it, move on to the next instrumental. That's the biggest advice that I can give you. Your support is highly appreciated. Thank you all the people that have subscribed to my channel, to someone that you guys don't even know that you appreciate my music. I want to thank you guys for all of that. Please like and subscribe to support this channel.